And so here we see prior to 9/11 the two towers. Notice they form a giant 11. And on September 11th they were burned like candles. One tower represents the female god, the other tower the male god, and building number 7 the door or the gate. Funny how all of these firemen who fought that day never seem to explain how you can't burn a steel structure, how you have to demolish it to bring it down. That is why they never burn a building or a skyscraper when they are demolishing it. Of course not. They explode it with charges and blow the beams. And that's what you saw on 9/11. And so here we have the first plane, flight AA-11, striking the North Tower at around, 8:45 a.m. It's difficult to get a plane to hit a tower at a specific time that is on a segment of 11. That is why the North Tower came down at 10:28. And 1 plus 2 plus 8 equals 11. And 10 plus 28 equals 38. And 3 plus 8 equals 11. And of course 28 minus 10 is 18. And 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 18. Notice how the lobby, the first floor, is just completely demolished. That's because bombs have been going off down there. You see, they're busy blowing the girders while the planes simultaneously hit. It's well orchestrated. And so, what the thing is about the World Trade Center complex is that it sat on 13 city blocks. It had its own zip code of 10048, and 1 plus 4 plus 8 equals 13. It was actually modeled after the pyramids of Giza, which sat on 13 acres and also had 7 buildings within it. And both of the twin towers had 47 columns, and 4 plus 7 equals 11. And building number 7 was 47 stories tall, while the twin towers were 110 stories tall, another 11. You see, September 11th is the 254th day of the year, and 2 plus 5 plus 4 equals 11. That means there's 111 days left in the year, and the 111th day is April 20th. And on April 20th, 2010, we saw the what? The BP Gulf oil rig explosion. On the 111th day, that means there's 11 days left in April, and at 11 p.m., we saw the BP Gulf oil rig explode, and 11 people died. Another satanic ritual there to poison the Gulf and destroy Americans' food supply. And so I've interviewed many Freemasons, and they've already admitted to me exactly what 9/11 is. And the best movie you could see is The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp, which explains exactly what 9/11 was. Just remember, the book he's looking for is My Pet Goat. Now, of course, these Freemasons, they tell me after they tell me what 9/11 was, they must cut my head off. But I tell you, I'm American, I love liberty, you don't mess with me. I'll shoot you right in your Freemason face with a smile. Because that's what happens when you mess with me and my people and my water and my food supply. Oh, we fight back. And we love every second of it. And so here we see that just about every terrorist attack is done by the Freemasons, and all marked within 11. The August 7th, 1998 bombings of the U.S. Embassy in Kenya and Tanzania is the 218th day. 2 plus 1 plus 8 equals 11. And the Madrid train bombings on March 11th, and 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 4 equals 11. And the best example that you know that the Freemasons did it and Roman Polanski had prior knowledge is the movie The Ninth Gate, in which Johnny Depp is on the Madrid trains prior to 9/11 on page 111 of this book, which is supposed to represent My Pet Goat. You must see The Ninth Gate. Here we have July 7th, 2005 London bombings, and of course that was done by the Freemasons. 56 dead, 5 plus 6 equals 11. And we noticed that the times are very important. 9:47 the bus explodes by remote. 9 plus 47 equals 56. 5 plus 6 equals 11. 4 plus 7 equals 11. 47 minus 9 equals 38. And 3 plus 8 equals 11. And of course 8:50 a.m. is when the bombs go off in the underground. And 8 plus 5 equals 13. The devil, of course, Revelations 13 is 666, and that is Prince William of Wales, born June 21st, 1982, which adds up to 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. And what we'll see is that the Buckingham Palace also has an 11 in each of the 3 entrances, and Princess Diana was murdered on August 31st, 1997. That adds up to a 65. 6 plus 5 equals 11 at 12:08 a.m., the witching hour, and 1 plus 2 plus 8 equals 11. And even the license plate on a car added up to 11. We'll see that they've been busy polluting our water. We have the July 28th, 2010 China River Toxic Tea Party, which is an 11, and we have, of course, the October 4th, 2010 Danube Toxic Tea Party, and that's the 308th day of the year, 3 plus 8 equals 11. So the breakdown 666. And so here we see the chaos on September 11th, and you know that the South Tower was hit by the second plane, a military plane, so they say, and it came down on increment 11, of course. 56 minutes it burned, and 5 plus 6 equals 11. And of course the fire in building number 7 was started on the 11th floor at 10:29, and 2 plus 9 equals 11. And if you actually look at that 10:29, you will have a 1, and then the 2 plus 9 equals 11, you will have a 111. Very, very well thought out, the times. It's very important in these satanic rituals to be very precise with the 11, for it represents the gate. So 9/11 actually equals Revelations 9/11. This is a ritual to summon the angel of the bottomless pit. A huge, giant Freemason satanic ritual. And of course it worked. It worked. And who is the actual Antichrist on earth now? That is Prince William of Wales, your next Adolf Hitler. And about 20% of the American population, I would say by now, is Freemason. They're recruiting like mad dogs. Yeah, anyone can get in now. And of course that means it's about to be the end of that organization, when they just accept anybody. And I encourage you all to take your liberty back the hard way, to give them a taste of what they gave you on 9/11. And so notice how the tower is burning like a candle. And I love this footage of this old woman there. Everyone running like hell, and she's just walking, gently wiping off her nose. She knows better. And all you lovers of lies who are busy covering up 9/11, I have news for you. I hate you just like you hate me. I want to see you dead. You want to see me dead. It's all good. My God is King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And I tell you, He is the one and only God. And your son God, he's not a God, but he's a dog. Now, of course, your hero, President George W. Bush, is busy reading My Pet Goat with innocent children, while people are now beginning to jump out of the towers on fire. And he is actually there with a witch, and you could see her with her wand, participating in this giant ritual. It's great footage that of President Bush at the school, the elementary school in Virginia, I believe, performing one of the biggest Freemason satanic rituals in the history of mankind. And so you see the towers burning like candles. Notice how the fighters are almost out. And you're going to say that these fighters somehow brought down these giant steel reinforced structures. And I tell you, you must see the footage of the February 9th, 2009 Mandarin Oriental Hotel fire in China, and see this 44-story steel structure completely engulfed in flames, burned for a day, yet it does not fall or implode on itself like they did on 9/11. A complete lie. Impossible to burn a steel structure and bring it down. Now, of course, February 9th, 2009, the Mandarin Oriental Hotel fire, we have a double 11 there, don't we? February 9th, 2 plus 9 equals 11, and the year 2009, and 2 plus 9 equals 11. Again, the work of the Freemasons. And so we had the January 24th, 2011 Russian airport bombing, a so-called terrorist attack, but of course, it adds up to 11. It has the mark of the Freemasons. 1 plus 24 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 equals 29, and 2 plus 9 equals 11. So again, this is the Freemasons promoting their security in exchange for liberty campaign. Notice how these attacks always revolve around air travel and your airports, because this is the front line of the pagan elite to take away all of your liberty in the name of security. And this is where they start the airports, and then they work through your society, if of course you condone their behavior.